Hey guys, good evening. So, why the extraterrestrial contact experience is an expansion into a higher dimension of consciousness. So, I guess the easiest way I can explain this to you is by telling you a story of one of my contact experiences that just came to mind. So, this was around, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 years ago. I'm not sure, I lose track of time. You know how it is in this transformation, it seems to go so fast, yet sometimes it seems to move so slow. And so yeah, so this day I bumped into a friend 3 times, a friend that I hadn't seen for a long time. And we kept kind of syncing up, like a bit excited to see each other, talking a little bit about things. And then the third time I bumped into him in the same day, it seemed too much of a coincidence. So we got chatting, and we ended up going just outside one of the local villages for a smoke and a chat and a powwow together. And we were just like chilling around, and I had a spotlight, a torch, a flashlight, as you call it in the United States of America, in my hand, and I was just messing around with this. To be honest, at the time, I was looking at the benches. I was actually looking at some carvings in the benches, and wondering if I made them many years earlier. I'm still not sure. It was my initials, and so we were messing around with this flashlight. And I'd actually said to him a little while earlier that I felt we might have a sighting of a UFO that night, and it was sort of off the cuff remark. It was I wasn't really expecting to see it, really, to be honest, to see anything. And so we went down to this other bit of nearby. Just we were out in the country, in the fens, in the fields, in Lincolnshire, near where I actually moved to when I was living in a caravan. If you watch my YouTube channel, I actually felt I was guided to that area by that experience, actually. So and also, like, the ETs tend to show up in like the highest vibrational places, so that was an obvious sign as well, and it was really beautiful. It certainly is the highest vibrational spot in the area, stunning place in Lincolnshire countryside. And so all of a sudden this blue light appears in the sky. And it's like, I don't know, maybe like Venus, like a bright star, but it's maybe even a little dimmer than Venus. It was blue, and I was like, oh, hello. What's that? And so I flashed my torch at it, and it flashed back, and then I flashed twice. No, there was some communication. It was like they flashed 3 times, and I flashed 3 times. Then they flashed twice. Then I flashed twice. Then I flashed 3 times again or something. I don't know. I don't remember. Then they didn't flash. I felt that they were doing a 3, 2, 1 countdown or something, looking back to see how we reacted. But anyway, my friend's there who doesn't really believe in UFOs, open-minded ish. And so this blue light's there. It's flashing us several times. And so the important part is that the atmosphere is electric. Like, there's this static in the air. There's this consciousness, like, you can palpable, you can feel it. Like, if you've looked into ufology a lot and heard stories of UFO and contact experiences, there's often this story of how time seemed to stand still, or something didn't feel right, it felt weird, or there was an electric atmosphere, or there was like static in the air. And so I'm thinking of the Rendlesham Forest, and one of the army base generals or colonels talking on record and saying how they were saying some of these things, and some are from other sightings. And so this was the atmosphere. There was this what we might call for like a fourth density consciousness. Perhaps what was occurring is, as their ships enter, we're going through a sort of dimensional integration somehow, and we're entering into a more like fourth density reality where we have a higher density of light particles, and this is what causes this, like, zzz. And so my friend, who doesn't believe in UFOs, I said to him, "Can you feel that?" And he said, "Yes." And I said, like, "Can you feel that? Can you feel that?" And he's like, "Yes." And I asked him 3 times if he could feel this, like, energy in the air, because I knew afterwards like he was going to be doubtful and skeptical, because I've been through these experiences before and I know how people's minds react. And so I asked him 3 times, and every time he said yes. And today, I don't like to push him on it. Do you know what I mean? I don't like to push people's beliefs and people's realities and annoy them unnecessarily. But when quizzed on it now, he says he saw something, and like that's fair enough. That's fair enough. So he admits he saw something, so that's cool. But he doesn't believe in UFOs, so so I understand. So yeah, that's me integrated that. Thank you guys. I almost made a joke post on Facebook, like the reasons spiritual teachers like are the most integrated isn't the reason they're the spiritual teachers. It's like they're the most integrated because they're the spiritual teachers. Because we get to, if you get me, because we get to like download our stuff on you all day long and like just dump our crap on you, and it's very healing. So this is the reason we appear quite integrated. It's not that we were integrated when we started out. And anyway, so yeah, where was I? So I can't remember, but I guess getting back to the point of this talk, the idea is that, oh yeah, I was telling my story, wasn't I? Yeah, I always get lost because you're changing frequencies and dimensions, and it's hard to stay in place. So we had this experience where there was a shift of consciousness that was palpable, and it was scientifically kind of reproducible, because my friend, who was a skeptic and doesn't even believe in it, said he could feel it and he saw something. And so we kind of got a little bit of scientific data to back up what we're talking about. And so the idea is that extraterrestrial contact is a shift into a higher dimension of consciousness. And what I believe occurs in these experiences, and I've had much more intense experiences of this, as I believe I've already referred to you in this course, in the contact experience, one of the contact experience modules, or more like 2 or 3 times I've told the story. The idea is that we are shifting into another dimension. It's not the idea that we are beings on one planet and there's these beings in another planet, and somehow they're either flying to our dimension or getting into our dimension and then landing our ships into our dimension. What is occurring is, as you'll remember from the past modules of the course, is that everything in reality exists within our consciousness, and much like a dream at night, and we're all on our individual journeys, all interacting with different aspects of each other's souls, different aspects every time we meet, as I understand. Well, it must be in an infinite reality, shifting through billions of parallel realities a second. So we're all on our individual journeys through hyperspace and through like this quantum hyperdimensional reality, where we're shifting parallel realities and dimensions and every instant. And so what's actually occurring is that as we're going through these billions of parallel realities a second, creating this illusion of this collective reality, where really we're just like lots of collective consciousness is interacting within the one infinite self, within this conscious time-space illusion we've created for ourselves, which is really just a dream and experience of consciousness, where we're different aspects of the infinite self, all interacting with each other from different perspectives, and we've created this collective agreement that we will be stuck to a ball floating through space at a high velocity. And so, where was I? Yes, so the idea is, that we're actually unique consciousnesses, like navigating our own reality and creating our own reality literally within our consciousness, and like navigating through hyperspace according to our dimensional vibrational choices, and now like what we're learning and what we're exploring, which is our vibrational choice, like when we see life from the greater perspective. And so when we see that everything exists within us, we can see this idea that like we're on this planet and like they're coming from some dimension into our space that is this like this. See, it's still looking at reality from the old, I don't know, what is it, Galilean, Newtonian, like like Newtonian physics, like this idea that we are somehow like just a ball and like separate beings in this like immense space, and we just got here by accident. But that's like the old paradigm. The new understanding is that we are infinite consciousness having an experience within our consciousness of believing we are stuck to a ball speeding through space at a high velocity. And so when we see it like this, we can see that we're always going through an evolution of consciousness, and we are like billions of times a second we are evolving in consciousness, because we're always learning from our past experiences and growing in consciousness, even on the downswings. And that's why it's great to always label our downswings as highs, because they truly are highs, because we're integrating our realizations from the upswings, from the highs, and expanding in consciousness and growing to a new level. So the wise person knows that when they are on the downswings and they're in deep integration, they're actually in a very expanded state of consciousness and doing a lot of good for the universe and the whole and themselves. And so from this perspective, we can see that we are actually just shifting into a new dream within our consciousness. We're dreaming a new dream. Like, our consciousness is expanded to a point where we need new lessons to keep us stimulated. We need new journeys to keep our journey as a soul and as an individual stimulated and bubbling and effervescent and lifeful and joyful and exciting and expansive and creative. And so this is it. Our consciousness is expanding at a faster and faster rate, as you may know if you've watched some of my past videos or watched any spiritual video on the internet for the last, way before I started getting into it in 2007. You'll know that we're going through this expansion of consciousness, and this is what extraterrestrial contact is. Our consciousness is expanding. We now know that we are actually creating our reality within our consciousness, no different to a dream. And in the dream of physical reality, in this eternal, joyful, blissful, peaceful ride down the stream, we are understanding that we are just dreaming new consciousnesses and new interactions. We are creating a new co-creation. We are creating a new meaning and definition for Earth as a collective civilization, and now we are becoming a multi-dimensional hyperspace. I like the word hyperspace because I think this is the timeless space where all things exist and where we can teleport and where we go into the infinite void, into the divine feminine, where we manifest from, where 0 point energy comes from. And so yeah, and this is the dimension that we are shifting into, and we don't have to do much. You don't have to really understand anything I've said, really, but I'm sure you did most of it, hopefully, because I'm going to be doing experiential meditations further on in the course, and also this is a natural evolution, and you guys are already experiencing it just by watching this video. You must be resonating on a certain frequency, because I feel like interdimensional today. And so you must have already reached a certain frequency where your belief systems are capable of entertaining this knowledge. And so you're already going through this shift into this other dimension, and I'm sure some of you, if not most of you, have had your own UFO sightings or something, and weird energetic experiences, which is you shifting into fourth density and meeting me and all the beings involved in this course, because their consciousness is all interacting in this moment. So I hope this made sense to you. It's quite difficult to talk about this subject sometimes, because we're talking about it from a space which is kind of an octave or a level separate from the physical mind that we're using to translate it into English language. But I think it made sense. So have a great day, guys. Peace out. See you in the next video. Shibai.